What are the most popular and least popular apps in Vietnam? What's the difference between reading news on the internet and on television? Why do some people like to read the news on the internet instead of on TV? Is a library still necessary? Why? What kinds of people would still go to library to read and study? Okay. What are the most popular and least popular apps in Vietnam? There are many apps in Vietnam that people use every day. Personally, I think apps which provide breaking news would be the most popular ones in Vietnam because people want to know what are going on in daily life. Least popular apps in Vietnam would be dating apps. I know that with the development of many apps, people are used to those apps, but dating apps are likely not reliable. I read one article on the internet. It stated that people have no trust on other if they don't know each other in person. What's the difference between reading news on the internet and on television? Reading news on the internet would be suitable for people those use their laptop or their computer at work, and it would be convenient for them to update breaking news. On television, people can also listen to some news on television, but their concentration is I think is shorter than on the internet. But on television, people can see some visualization and some videos that are attached to the news. Why do some people like to read the news on the internet instead of on TV? Thanks to mobile phone, everyone has their own mobile phone, and they can access to the internet everywhere. For example, when they on the way to the airport, they can sit in the taxi, while the driver is riding. They can sit on the seat back, and they can surf the internet at the same time. If they use TV for watching news, actually they have to go home, because at home they have their own television. It's hardly to find one television in public in Vietnam. Is a library still necessary, and why? Library. Yeah. Yes, the library is still necessary. It's not only the place where people can go there and borrow some books and learn something. It would be also the place to people get to know each other, work in team, and help each other in their learning. Personally, I love libraries that could be found in some big cities and even at universities, because it's hard to find a quiet place to sit there for 1 or 2 hours and concentrate on learning stuff. What kinds of people would still go to the library to read and study? Most of people who still go to the library would be students. The reason is that the students have to write many articles, essays, and they have to do many researches on what they are studying. So library would be the grateful resource for them to find some necessary books. And libraries are also for people who need some quiet place to read their favorite books. Is it good for a kid to be ambitious? Is it good for a kid to be ambitious? Yes, I would say yes. It would be good for a kid to be ambitious. When someone has their goals from the childhood, they can develop their career ladder in the future very well. And those kids who have their own targets, they can study and they can prepare for everything that used for their targets. So they could be ambitious, and it would be also good for kids. What kinds of games are popular among young children nowadays? Actually, I'm out of date. I don't update the information related to games, but I guess young children could be divided to two groups, boys and girls. Boys like competitive games. They can play some games with gun, tanks, and girls. The other group, they would be interested in shopping games, build cities. Why should parents encourage their children to play games? Playing games would help children to envelop their imagination and even so critical thinking. Parents can encourage their children in their spare time and use games to encourage their kids to solve some problems in life. Which is better, individual games or team-based games? I'm in two minds. On one hand, I think individual games are suitable for people who just want to play game alone. They just enjoy themselves by playing games that require just one player. On the other side, team-based games would be very helpful for players who want to develop their team spirit in life. Sometimes we want to work alone, and sometimes we want to work in team. So both types of games are also good. Nothing is better than the other. What transportation do you use the most? Honestly, I use my own car the most. Because of my busy schedule, I cannot rely on public transportation like buses and trains. So after work, I want to drive my car, and it would be so late. So if I want to travel late, or I want to go to somewhere else, I cannot use the public transportation. Is public transportation popular in Vietnam? Yes, public transportation is popular in Vietnam. People can choose which one they can travel by. They can use buses and trains. But actually, the cost, I think it really a little bit high. If I travel from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam, to the middle of Vietnam, Vinh City, I can use light train, a train, but traveling by train cost me a lot of money and much more money than traveling by a flight. What facilities can be used by people of all ages? Wow, I have never thought about this perspective problem. Maybe everyone use bicycles. Why I recommend or I mention it, because I think now people concern their health more than ever, so riding a bike would be good for the health, and even a kid or an elder can use a bike. What do you think young people in your country like to go to the cinema? No, I don't think young people in my country like to go to the cinema. Why I can say that? Nowadays, people can easily access the internet, and they can use the internet for watching movies. They don't have to go to the cinema. They just stay at home, click on a website, choose their favorite movie, and then enjoy their time.